That is probably the most normal intro you've seen all day. 100% trust. Well, that's eventful. No. No. How did that hit? What are we... Oh. Beautiful. Fuck. Why are you in the ground? I am so fucking lucky that missed. It's not even funny. She has the high ground, chat. I might be cooked. Nice. I got a cone. What's on it? That would have actually been really helpful for that fight. The hell? Cool. Give me you. Deposit those. And give me my trinkets. Excusez-moi. Wait. Perfect. Perfect. I need to actually stay on top of these for the entire day. Now I move on. I unironically actually wanted to encounter you. Why are you so slow? Huh? Get out. No, that's actually where we need to go. If I could get one of yous to de-aggro. Or that works too. I just can't have them both fighting me at once. Ow. Stop. Run away from that. Okay, there should be one more ladybird in the area. Right around here. In this area, I should clarify. There is still another ladybird beyond that. I hear you. I was about to say, that makes a bit more sense. Okay, whatever we say. It's a drone, right? Yeah. There you are. Cocked. The infected toe jam recipe. Again? Huh? Huh? Off what metric? Perfect. That is exactly what I wanted. Yeah, that just does way more damage. Nice try, bucko. But that shit ain't gonna work. Not on me. Also, yes, I know my storage is a disaster right now. I will fix it later. Another mosquito. I guess it has been a few in-game days since that's passed. Okay. Time to do everybody's favorite part of the process. Recycle everything. Start with the walls. Mostly because they're the easiest. Now, luckily this thing did not sustain major damage. Recall, I did not repair this at all, so... You know what would be easier? Should probably start doing this a lot more. Just don't make my life easy. It actually makes it so work is non-existent. Oh. Hello. Perfect. Calm down here. You're able to get down. You just have to believe in yourself. Go on. I believe in you. You can do it. Or not. I was about to say, you're just not aggroed anymore. What do you want about? There we go. That's a free mosquito. You were attacking while you were stunned. Cheating at its finest. Am I right, fellas? Doesn't matter where I place it, just gotta place it above that so they all collapse. Which again is the whole goal here. Just get them to break so I don't have to worry about trying to rebuild it. Nothing over here. Go figure. I'm assuming there's nothing left to salvage here either. Yep. What in the... Oh, okay then. Respect to that, I guess. What's affected? Pull. Thank you. Again, I gotta be very frequent about how I do these. My head is itchy. That's great. Love that. Not. Okay. I don't need any more right now. That's not what I want. I cannot believe this idea has not occurred to me any sooner, because it is actually brilliant. Okay, everything will hinge off of this one wall. This one right here. I'm gonna move the ash walls around me in sort of like a protective barrier, just to ensure that they don't get wasted. Right? Because they're by far and away the most valuable building pieces of them all. That works. Not sure that's how I would have done it, but yeah, works. Oh. How about we get all the ash out of the way first? Or at least try to. Because again, as previously stated, the ash is the most important. It's the one we actually want to conserve every tiny piece of. We can't really do that if they fly everywhere to a point where I don't even know where they are. Right? That might actually be more viable. Just go from above. Going feckin' victory laps at this point. Holy. Okay, I gotta sort out this mess. Oh god. Actually, you know what? I could just drink water. So, and then I guess break one at a time. Oh. Well, so much for breaking one at a time. No. Yeah, so we'll just break one at a time. Proceeds to break the whole foundation, destroying them all at once. One at a time. Brilliant plan. Let's just actually make sure it's one at a time next time. Oh, that's so stupid. Just like the fact that there is a ladybird down here. Gimme. Gimme everything. Oh, hello, Idea Green. The goat is back. I'm about to sleep, but saw you live. Hope you have a great day. Don't forget to eat something delicious. Thank you. You have a good sleep. Always nice to see you pop by. Gotta say. Even if it's brief. Man, this gets confusing. This feels like an alien construct, man. No. Okay. You know what? We should probably go outie in, right? Let's have the outermost layers get completely destroyed first, right? How is that unsupported? Okay. I am completely ignoring what I just said because of course I am. Okay. I really gotta start catching up on some more grounded YouTuber streams. Cause like, it's such a solid community that I'm just not being a part of at all. Let's hope that file doesn't do anything, like, support-wise. That would be a disaster. Okay. Also, holy view count. Goddamn. We're at 4 concurrent viewers. Nice. Assuming YouTube isn't lying, sometimes it likes to lie. In which case, I mean, that's fine. Why is that inside of the... Okay, but... Whatever. Yeah, so, like, what do we mean by this? Oh, this has just suddenly become movable. Okay, so this is our major point, then. Our point of destruction. The point of no return, as I shall call it. I destroy that, the whole thing falls down. Which is precisely what I am aiming for. No, stop that. Once you get to this phase, it just starts to get real messy. Messier than it's already been, if you can even believe that. But hey, it's easier than destroying every single one individually. If I could move, that would be great. That might just be because I use... Okay. This could move. That could move. And... why is that grass floor supporting everything, dude? I mean, that works, I guess. And just like that, the whole thing has been butchered. Which is, in case you were wondering, precisely what I wanted. Because what I want to do is I want to rebuild the defense. I want to make it make sense. I don't want a disaster. I don't want to be Governor Disaster from CS 188, right? I don't want to be Ambassador Asshair. Governor Rice Krispie, no. Don't want to be either of those. Crispy Rice Krispie. Don't want to be him. Though he is goated. You know. He's the only one that is as big as the world. Which is admirable. I guess. But, I'd still rather not be him. Holy. 420 mushroom bricks is kinda crazy. I need you. I need you. I need you right now. I don't need you right now. There's so many. Okay, fuck it. We're just picking up everything then, I guess. What do you mean too steep? What is this? Huh? I'm still too full. Okay. I'm full on mushroom bricks. Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this. Okay. We'll do you. We'll have an extra chest of those. So I actually need them. Also, if y'all don't know who Idea Grian is, please, for the love of God, go sub to her. She is, as of right now, the best grounded YouTuber there is. Like, not even close. The thing she's done is genuinely kind of crazy. And if y'all want to go ahead and claim C. Dinky is better, he himself has literally stated, I cannot understand how you are so good at this game. That does not happen unless she is better than him. Yeah, Idea Grian, her whole gimmick is kind of posting challenge, not runs, but like fights, if you will. So, like, she'll just casually set up 30 widows and kill them all at once. Because, you know, she's Idea Grian, she's built different. She just does that. Because she can't lose. Yeah. She's also an OG as well when it comes to the grounded community. Honestly, kind of dumbfounded by how she does not have more subs. Genuinely. It's criminal, is what it is. Go. More loot for my collection. Why did I become Pete with an accent there? What the hell? What? What? You're full. No. Please tell me there's no more grass. There's more bags of mushroom bricks. Oh my days. Something tells me I still have not collected them all. But oh well. Only so much you can do, right? Figured as much. Just gonna leave those there. Those will hopefully sort themselves out. 'Cause I can't be bothered. Kind of deal with those right now. No siree. Not when I have some important base building to do. And you know what? I'm gonna build another one of these. What do you mean? Build that. Okay. Please tell me those are done. They're not. Oh. Suck your grandma's toes, dude. actually suck your grandma's toes. I swear my insults just they're not real. That's all I gotta say. My insults do not exist. They mustn't be redeemed. Canteen. Axe. Axe. Torch. Deposit trinkets. Deposit repair tool. We are solid. Give me mushroom bricks. Gimme ash walls and cement. Okay. Now I'm gonna quickly go ahead and collect some basic resources around here to kind of, I guess, rid them, if you will. I want unobstructed building. That's what I want. So, best to clear these out of the area. Start off with sprigs, I guess. Because if we get them out, that'll make it easier for us to build, right? That's just how that goes. Why are there so many sprigs in this area, dude? What the hell? Is this the new spot to farm sprigs in the upper yard? I was about to trash them, but... We're going plant fiber next. If I encounter any sprigs, I'll just trash them like I just did. Can't be bothered to do it any other way. Not right now. Wide interaction.exe has stopped working. Very tragic. That's a decent amount of that done. I guess we're getting even more. Because there's just way too much plant fiber in this area, I guess. Okay, now time to clear the peblets, which are arguably going to be the hardest of them. Probably why I saved them for last. not as difficult as plant fiber. There's a wasp there. I can smell her. I can smell you. Okay. We got a very, very clean area for this. Now, got some things to do, some things to build, to make this a lot easier. Now, again, due to how durability works, we are going to ensure that every wall I place is a full wall. Can't have me losing precious durability to something as silly as me wanting to make it look good. Right? I know that's like my inner builder is screaming in agony right now, but it has to be done. Imagine I started the mixer by accident. Oh, that would be a disaster. Wouldn't it have been? Nice. Grass floor would probably suffice here, right? The one time I can actually be lazy with my building. We're not dead ass. I swear to God. Did y'all see the crow just disappear? I know I did. We dead ass because it was half inside of the wall. That's why. That's our reasoning for fucking everything up. pathetic excuse, I tell you. Dare I say, a terrible excuse. Huh? How does that work? Sorry, did I unlock an extra wide wall? Or did the walls just connect really, really strangely? What? Okay, dude. Like, guess we're restarting the build because the game decided it would be autistic in a bad way. God, I hate that. You are not representing our kind very well, game. Let me tell you. Doing a horrible job. That's just not what I did. That's just not what I redeemed. Get back here! Fiddly diddly mushroom wall. Okay. Let's try this again. How does that work? How does that work? My brain is hurting. I have not taken my dementia pills. I have emotional damage. And yes, I just made a Stephen He reference. Goated comedy channel, you should go ahead and watch him. Highly recommend. Aspire to be homeless. That has gotta be one of the best lines. Translation: I aspire to be homeless. Also, I learned some lore today about Salome Bimal, and I don't mean to be the guy to point fingers at the fact that Salome might be the villain here, but and this could just be a coincidence, but she has a baby hospital. A baby hospital. Guys, what does Ominent need with a baby hospital? Let's be honest here. Let's put on our thinking caps. What the hell does Ominent Practical Technologies get out of a baby hospital? Also, yes, I'm taking the time to make this look pretty. Is it a waste of resources? Yes. Do I care? No. Yeah, in all seriousness, chat, what the hell does she need that? Seems kind of suspicious to me. Does it seem suspicious to you? I would hope so. Again, maybe there is no ill intent here. Maybe it really is just a charity event. But, I mean, owning a children's hospital is kind of a weird thing to own as a science company that focuses on making technology and shrinking people. Anywho. Maybe Salone is just the dumbest person in the world and doesn't realize that that is sussy as all hell. Maybe. Right? Maybe that's all it is. Maybe that's all it ever was. But I don't trust her. Not one bit. She's also responsible for making the water system that killed, like, at least a couple 10 people, by the way. Just thought I would mention that. Wait a minute. Oh, shit, I just realized something about her. You know how the doors are kinda fucked in the Toxic Tangle update? You know, covered in acid and everything. I just realized Salone knew about it. She knew it could literally kill people. And do you want to know what she did about it? Yeah, that's right. Nothing. She did nothing about people easily being able to get killed. Kinda strange. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, chat, it's kinda sus. The fact I'm gonna have to increase this by another level in height is wild. But unless what I want to do, and this might actually be smart. Hold up. Maybe what we do is we start at that for a baseline, right? And then we gradually staircase it down like with the other base that I built for the upper yard mixers. I think that's a relatively smart idea. What do y'all think, chat? Also, no, I'm not going to bother to fortify this. Absolutely nothing is going to be able to make their way up to this, so why bother? You know? Also, if I could put on rails for this. If you're wondering why I put those there, I just put them on so I wouldn't fall off. Right. Figure it's probably the safest way. Top of my hand is itchy. You know what? Nah, hold up. I might instead go ahead and do one of these. Am I able to? No, not able to feasibly go through that instantly. I think I'm gonna do that instead. Right. Actually, hold up. It might be like that, and then 2 more there. Because that. Yeah, it would. Okay. It's a good thing I didn't put those in as set in stone yet. Because that would have been a disaster, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think I'll just do that. And then I'll go ahead and put on some of those. What? Nah, I'll do that. Yeah. That'll probably be what that is. Okay. Well, I got the outermost layer designed. It's cool. Gonna need everything. Yes, everything to scale to it, though. Also, I know it's been a while since I made one, but I'll try to get an edit out for you guys at some point. I have a couple of ideas. A couple of good ideas, at least grounded-wise. Already got the song picked out, which honestly, I think the hardest part of the edit is, like, unironically, picking the song. Picking the song is unironically the hardest part of an actually good edit. Now, I don't have the skills to make, like, you know, them fancy edits. I also don't exactly have the software to do so either. I do kind of just have to work with non-CapCut Pro, which is, well, it's not very good, to say the least. It's kind of doo-doo, but I work with what I have. Alright. I work with what I got. So, which one am I picking here? Like, what happened? Right, I need it raised up another layer. Fuck. Oh. Yeah, it's visible on all fronts. Just visible there, okay. Just there. Yeah, I don't think I need to explain why that's going up another layer. Just has to prevent fire ants from sort of like walking in. Because if I don't bring this up another layer, what's gonna happen is the fire ants will be like, oh, well, I can just nom nom nom, nom nom nom, and then boom, they're into the mixer. All it takes is one infused fire ant, and that just ends the mixer in like half a second. This is not happening. Sure, chances of them getting there are rather low, But, as far as I'm concerned, if it's not 0%, then it's 50%. As MNJ TV once said, if it's not 100% accurate, it's 50% accurate. I don't care if it's higher, I don't care if it's lower. If it's not 100% accurate, it's 50% accurate. Every single time. Without fail. That is just how math works in the luck world. Okay, maybe not, but you get what I mean. Predicted it. That's okay. Thank you. I hate it. Ay. Fuck. I ran out of things. Yes, I did. Let's try to do a little bit more from what I did. Okay. I mean, I guess what I could do, and we'll move that there, just to make that actually doable. So I could go along with something like that. Put that there. All of them there, actually. That's just not where I put it. So why is it actually easier to see with that off? Like, come on, game. Be better. Suppose this is the next layer, so probably should build it. Maybe. Maybe I should have them individualized. By maybe I mean I actually really should have them individualized. Have that there, and then on the next layer it'll go down like so, right? Yeah, because feasibly they're gonna have to jump up to that, and they're not smart enough to jump. Thankfully. Gotta thank the great high heavens that they are in fact not smart enough to jump that. Okay. That's so dumb. Okay, like, how does that work? Again, sorry for being so quiet. I tend to get, well, you've seen plenty of times, but I do tend to get very quiet when building. Tend to get very quiet indeed. almost treat it as silent time. That's also going to do jack shit for my hydration situation. That actually has a nice ring to it. The hell? Hydration situation. Why does that work? I am actually going to uninstall your grandma, unironically. To a point where it's not even funny. God, doing the latter half of this is gonna be a nightmare. A nightmare worse than fighting an infected wolfie. Aye. Actually does kind of work, but not well. Shove an egg up your nares. How about that? How about that? You ever thought about that one, game? Have you? Or are you too busy trying to be in the excellence program? Or do you just not even know what that even means? Which would only further prove that you are in fact a part of the excellence program. Which is in fact anything but excellent. Why? Why? Why are we like this? Huh? I never knew there was a thing of rust there, huh? Okay, I'm not going to like this next part at all because it is expensive. That's literally the only reason. Oh my god. Oh! 14 ash. Oh. Oh my. That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot indeed. Okay. 48 ash cement. This is fine. Yep. It's worth it. Guys, worth it. God, that's expensive. That is so expensive, it's not even funny. It's gotta be done, though. I need to have this layer before the final one, as that is critical. Because if these fuckers, they somehow manage to make it this far on the defense, those ash walls will be the only thing holding this shit together. And trust me, when I say the only thing keeping it together, I do mean the only thing keeping it together. Okay. Get more mushroom bricks. Because as much as I would love to say the ash is expensive, the mushroom bricks are arguably much, much more expensive. They're just not as rare. The fact I have already burned through well over 2,000 mushroom bricks. 2,000 mushroom bricks. Not good. I'll tell you that much. Ain't good. A 190 grass planks. Are we on crack cocaine? Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Okay. I mean, if that's how much I need, then that's how much I need, but it's just that that's a lot of grass planks. It's quite a lot. Grass planks aren't exactly the easiest thing to amass in bulks like this. I mean, they're easy to amass, but it takes time. Unlike the mushroom bricks, which I can just spam all week long. also get the... Oh my... That's bright. Holy hell. I'm failing to see where these other 24 are coming from. If I'm gonna be real. Unless they're all the way over here. Ah, over here. Are you... I'm one short. I am one short. No! No! Put on Ass Master. Get out the torch. And get hacking. I'm not gonna lie, I might have to give this mixer charcoal treatment. As in, like, charcoal mixer treatment. As in, I'm going to have to commit deforestation fraud. That doesn't make any sense, and I don't care. I don't care at all. Yeah, brilliant one. Deforestation fraud. The fuck does that even mean? I'm asking all of you know. When you are just as clueless, if not more clueless than I. What in the... What do you mean, 16 more mushroom bricks? What is this disgusting metric? Yeah, it's just not worth it. Just... no. Yes, I'm actually going out of my way to make this look pretty. I am a prissy builder, and I take that work seriously, okay? I'm very proud to have that title. Even though I really shouldn't be. It's not something to be proud of in the slightest, and yet I am. I take pride in being the world's prissiest builder. Yeah, it looks about right. What does that do? Like, in all honesty, game. What does this do? Okay. ay, ay. Also, if you're wondering what my favorite mutation, not what I think is the best, my favorite mutation from this game, it's also the one I think is the best, coincidentally. It's Parrymaster. My favorite is Parrymaster. I don't know, it's just satisfying to be at 0 stamina, parry once, and then watch all of your stamina regen. And you want to know what's even more satisfying? Say you're using clubs, right? And you're like, I've run out of stamina. What will I do? And then all of a sudden, out of absolutely nowhere, you get the parry off. And then you just decide, yeah, I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3, stop. All of your stamina mystically regens. All of it. It doesn't matter how much stamina you have, like, what your maximum stamina is. It doesn't matter what, like, you know, how much time it takes. Nah. You parry once, you do a 1, 2, 3 with any weapon, it all regenerates. Best feeling in the world. That poor fire ants. No. What did I do to her? I swear that wasn't intentional. I swear it was an accident on everything I love. Which isn't much, but... oh, God. That... the game just said not today. Unsupported. Invalid surface. What am I? A Homo erectus? Get out. I ain't no fucking troglodyte. At least I don't think. Actually, hold up, wait a second. Okay, maybe I am. I just realized I'm living in a cave in the side of a brick wall that classifies as a cave person, which classifies as a troglodyte. Fuck. No. No. I don't want to be a troglodyte. I want to go home. Not to my cave either. I hate that that's how that has to be. Oh my god. Hold up. Maybe? Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna have to settle for that. It fucking worked. Okay. Engage in tomfoolery and you'll always get what you want, I guess, is the lesson learned there. I'm not sure that's a good lesson to learn, but... I feel like this is a very dangerous lesson. I hate that that does something. And I hate the fact that I had to do it to feel whole inside. You should suck an egg. And then shove that egg up your... What should you shove it up? I would have thought that the insult would have come to me a little bit quicker than this. You know what? Shove it up your collagen pores. Make it fit. Make it fit. Oh, they're too small? I don't give a fuck. Make it fit. It'll be painful as all hell. I don't care. Make it fit. Okay, so, like, why... It's not even touching the file. What are we on about? Guys, do you love this file right here? This, you know, Metal Workshop file that I'm staring at? I know I sure do. This right here, this is a rock. This right here, this is a Metal Workshop file. According to the game, at least. Not exactly sure how to feel about that. And I wouldn't blame you if you don't either. I genuinely hope you lactate in public. And I hope everybody gets secondhand embarrassment from it. Just out of spite. Just out of pure fucking spite. Is that perhaps, like, the most random insult in history? Yeah. Is it retarded? Yeah. But like always, I don't give a fat flying fuck. So what do I care? I might just have to accept that that is a hole in this defense. And I'm not sure how to feel about that. If I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I like it. I don't think I like it at all. Who knew this would be my most complex build I've ever done in Grounded? Not my base, not the Java-matic, not the Moldoric one. No, this. Lawnmower. How many? 100? That's actually not bad. I am going AFK real quick. I'm back. Boo. Okay. Should probably go ahead and refresh my mushroom bricks, though. Well, it's the fact it's been well over an hour and a half. Like, well over an hour and a half. It's kind of concerning. As for how long this is taking. My aim actually sucks ass. What the hell? Holy. Shoddy aim. That's a bit wrong. I was about to say, I didn't miss that by some dumbfounding metric, did I? No, I did not. Thankfully. Of Oh, I just discovered something trippy. What the hell? Okay, if anybody has ever heard of the shoebill bird, I mean, if you know, you know. But, that noise it makes with its beak, that sounds like a particular plane-mounted form of artillery from both World Wars. That sound it makes, you can effectively recreate that hearing-wise if you put on a good set of headphones and then just rapidly twitch your jaw up and down. What? How does that work? How does that work? And how does it work so well? The hell? That's just not where I put it. No, don't you get it, game? You're the joke. Okay, so we're just like outright lying. That's cool. Looks like that works. This has got to be the most expensive build yet. Don't tell me it's right on Streamies. Okay. Thank God. Just somebody responding to me slandering on power scaling because it's illogical and makes zero fucking sense. Oh God. If I could tell you the amount of times I've just cocked my head in pure, utter confusion at what power scalers say, is just to put into perspective the kind of dumb shit they say. They effectively believe that cockroaches have the attack potency of nukes. I'm not kidding. Because they claim that attack potency equals durability, and durability equals attack potency. Due to Newton's third law, there is just one tiny problem with this. There is almost nothing on this planet that can actually resist its own attacks. Almost nothing. And if you don't believe me, look up the term interspecies combat. You know, the thing where different animals will fight to the death using, I don't know,
their own weapons.
That'll be able to pierce them. So if durability scales to attack potency, you're trying to tell me that something should be immune to its own weapons, yet virtually nothing on this planet can resist its own weapons. Can we make an ounce of sense? No, a cockroach cannot attack with the potency of a nuke just because it can tank one. That is not how that works. It's just not how that works. God. Power scalers genuinely dumbfound me sometimes. I'm not going to lie. How many layers do I even have so far? 1, 2, 3. I think we'll go one more layer? One? And then we'll place all the fodder walls. Again, I've said this a billion times and I'll say it again. I'm not looking forward to these two mixers. They are, well, they ramp it up in difficulty, that's for sure. That is for certain. Not feasible. Ironically enough, all this open space actually works in our favor, because fodder walls are more effective the more space you have to put them. Since we have more space, that means more effectiveness. More effectiveness means more stalling equals more chances of just not losing. Oh yeah, another thing I find dumb about power scalers is no matter how much they try to fight otherwise or, you know, justify their claims, which they almost always do exclusively through words and no actual evidence, which is yet another problem I have with them, they will genuinely pull the stupidest shit out of their ass just to try and win an argument, which is, like, it's stupid, to say the least. But, another thing I kind of have a problem with is that they glaze the ever-loving fuck out of their favorite characters. They will genuinely meat ride them to unholy degrees. Which is just... like... I swear. Their literal only form of argument is... like, take Evolved Godzilla from the Monsterverse, for example, which is probably one of the worst offenders, right next to Heisei Godzilla, which, like, guys, I'm sorry, Heisei Godzilla is not one-tapping Godzilla Earth. I don't know what we have done to believe that. Man cannot attack. He's not tanking a laser beam that cut through a mountain like it was nothing, and then proceeded to evaporate a black hole. That's just not. It's just not happening. But yeah, an example for Monster vs. Godzilla, which is one of the worst contenders. Basically, what they do is they say, oh, well, Godzilla is black hole level because he walked through a portal that is stated to have more energy than a black hole. Okay. And? Cool. I walked through a portal. How does this make me immune to black holes? Oh, because I can teleport, I'm now suddenly immune to a supernova. What? Off what basis? Literally making shit up. Shit pisses me off. This is like... Okay, dude. And then they try to argue Godzilla above Mechagodzilla, and at that point I'm just like, okay, dude. Fattest glazer I've ever seen. Because, like, if you take even half a second to stop and look at their fight, it is just clear. Yes, Godzilla used almost all of his energy, quote-unquote. In reality, he used a good chunk of it. Because, like, I'm trying to remember the exact quote. Because another thing that Godzilla fans just will not let go, and this is something that they are also, power scalers in general, are great at, is twisting statements to fit their narrative. Adam Wingard stated that, basically, this is exactly what he said, word for word. Now, there's this one shot where Godzilla and Mechagodzilla fired their beams at each other, right? And Mechagodzilla's actually overpowers Godzilla's, and I don't think that would have been the case if Godzilla was coming in fresh. But I do think he was starting to get weakened a bit. Tell me where in there you hear the words, Godzilla automatically wins. Because that is what every single Godzilla fan has heard from that sentence that I just said. That statement. They hear that, and the only thing they hear is Godzilla automatically wins. Again, off what basis? The fact that Mechagodzilla wouldn't have overpowered Godzilla? That doesn't mean he still would have won. Adam Wingard did not say that Mechagodzilla would have lost the beam clash. He just says that he wouldn't have overpowered Godzilla. And that is an important distinction to make. Because overpowered assumes that it's not close. But saying that somebody will not overpower you, it could mean, in the context that it's in, it could mean that Godzilla would have won the beam clash, which I have evidence against that, but, you know, I'll take that. But it could also just as likely have the meaning that instead he just wouldn't have won as easily, which is much more likely if we take movie evidence, by the way. Because people, everybody, and I mean everybody, looks at the beam clash, and whenever anybody says, or even dares to have the audacity to think that Mechagodzilla's beam could be stronger, their argument is Godzilla was tired in the movie. Sorry, we're not comparing Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla from the movie. We're comparing their primes. You're the one that's taking the tired version of Godzilla here, not me. But alas, they still try to claim that we are trying to use the weakened version of Godzilla, even though we are not. Because, again, the only thing they want to hear is that Godzilla wins every time. Because they could not possibly accept that their favorite pink Barbie doll could possibly lose. Which, by the way, Mechagodzilla's beam was stated to be 2,000 times more potent than Godzilla's atomic breath. Now, that is an iffy statement for some, right? That is an iffy statement, so okay, maybe let's not use it. Mecha's beam is still stronger. His beam was stronger than Amped Godzilla's, which is the strongest beam we have seen in the MonsterVerse up until that point, right? His beam was stronger than Amped, as it was able to push Godzilla, who is 100,000 tons, about 800 feet in a single second, right? Whereas Godzilla's, Amped Godzilla's, I mean, was able to push Ghidorah, 144k tons, the same distance, but in 2 seconds, right? If you do the math there, Mechagodzilla's barely edges it out. So in what world does Mechagodzilla's beam lose to a base Godzilla when it is literally confirmed to be more powerful, in the movies, by the way, when it is confirmed to be more powerful than a juiced up version of Godzilla? Also, give me a second. Yeah, as I was saying, if Mechagodzilla's, in terms of raw brute strength, is more powerful than Amped Godzilla's, which is more powerful than base Godzilla's, how does base Godzilla beat Mechagodzilla in a beam clash? Explain this to me. Because the only way I'm seeing that could possibly end up being the case is if we exaggerate Godzilla to a point that's just not true. Right? That is the only way I see that being possible. In fact, it is the only way that is possible. Now, yes, supercharged evolved Godzilla exists, but his beam is just shown to outright perform worse. Or, like, base evolved Godzilla's beam is shown to outright perform worse than base Godzilla, which is genuinely diabolical to me. I don't know why a stronger version of Godzilla would have a weaker beam, but he does. At least from what was shown in the film. Unless you're trying to tell me that Godzilla was just literally using 0% of his power, which is just evidently not true. Godzilla was literally charging full force the entire time. Also using 0% of his brain in the process, because, you know, he got dumber too. Which is a whole nother can of worms. But simply put, Amped Godzilla is stronger than evolved. Which there's a lot of evidence to back that up. The only reason evolved would actually win in a fight is because Amped is not a sustainable form, right? He only lasts about 12 minutes, and if Amped couldn't kill Ghidorah in 12 minutes, he's not killing a kaiju more durable than Ghidorah in the same amount of time. That's just not happening, right? So, there's that, I guess. Yeah. Just, in a nutshell, power scalers just they take what they want to hear. They don't actually look at evidence. Which, for context, I should say, before I went ahead and researched Evolved Godzilla versus Amped, I thought Evolved slammed no diff. I'm gonna be honest. I was under the pretense Evolved would slam 0 difficulty. This is in fact not true. He does win, but it's more close to extreme difficulty. And again, it is literally only because Amped can't sustain himself. If we were to assume that Amped can fight for an infinite amount of time without actually having to worry about energy, he's winning that fight. Which was a result that shocked me. I'm not going to lie. There's also another diabolical thing that fans have taken out of proportion. That is the assumption that because Evolved consumed 20 times more energy, he is 20 times more powerful. No. Just no. He's able to fight 20 times longer. He is not 20 times stronger. And also another thing from earlier, because one of the things I said, which was highly controversial in the Godzilla community, like, you would get your head taken off in public for it, is me saying that Amped Godzilla has a stronger beam than Supercharged Evolved. This is just outright shown to be true, but, you know, what is the evidence to back this up? It's shown in the movies. And essentially, again, using the feat from earlier of Amped Godzilla beaming Ghidorah, and then Supercharged beaming Shimo. Supercharged beamed Shimo. She was off-guarded, okay? She did not expect it incoming, right? So Godzilla beamed a Shimo off guard. Now, to be fair, she was beaming herself, so she was very, very stable, okay? She had a lot of stability packing behind her. That being said, Ghidorah was wrapped around Godzilla entirely. So, you know, 0 way of knocking him off. Amped Godzilla not only knocked him off instantly, but also pushed him 800 feet. Shimo is barely 30% larger. So you would think, if Supercharged Godzilla's beam is even remotely close to 50% stronger, you would assume it would push her, right? It doesn't even come close. Even when she stops beaming and literally stops to look at him doing nothing, he is still unable to knock her down with his beam. That is how weak it is. And again, this is a Godzilla that's not holding back. He's like, okay, you have pissed me off for the last time. You're getting your ass whooped. And, in fact, the only one who gets their ass whooped is Godzilla. Because, of course. I mean, that's kind of his whole thing in the franchise. Let's be real here. As much as I love Godzilla, his whole main gimmick in the MonsterVerse is getting his ass whooped and getting back up again. That's what makes him the king of the monsters, is the fact that he never gives up. Just like any real king should. And that's what I like about him, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't really like that he's turned into a tyrant. Sure, you could argue he's trying to do it for the betterment of the other kaijus, but I just don't see the argument for that, if I'm gonna be real. I just don't. Not to mention, he literally tried to kill Kong, which he needed. Kong was also trying to be peaceful. Right? So, there's that. That was another thing that I honestly wish people would just, you know, collectively understand. Why do we need to fight about which kaiju's stronger? Why can't we just be like, okay, well, how cool would it be if Godzilla, Kong, Shimo, Mothra, and some other Titan teamed up against Space Godzilla to whoop his ass? How cool would that be? Peak cinema, if I'm gonna be honest. That's another thing, too. Even if a lot of the fights in the Monsterverse don't make any sense, like, for instance, Mechagodzilla should not have lost to Kong. Because, frankly, there's one shot, which is the Beam Clash. Mechagodzilla, sorry, he charges up his beam instantly, right? Which makes sense. It is a laser. Lasers move at light speed. Light speed moves almost instantaneously. This makes sense. Yet, when he uses it in a life or death scenario against Kong, it all of a sudden conveniently takes well over 5 seconds to charge. Because, you know, if it didn't, Kong would have died. That being said, I'm able to excuse it. Why? Because we got the most badass sequence of Kong ripping off his head that you have ever seen. Glorious scene, I tell you. Let's go to Crafted. There we go. Mushroom slurries, what are we at? Not a good state, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, power scalers, they're dumb, they're illogical, they take the fun out of franchises, I'm not gonna lie. And also, before you say it, no, I'm not a power scaler. There's a difference between power scaling and actually logically coming up with who would win in a fight. Power scalers go off numbers. I would go off things like, you know, actual understanding of the fights and I guess weaknesses and resistances, how things would play out. Because, and honestly, I feel like whoever said this summed it up perfectly. The way power scaling works, they claim that in rock, paper, scissors, rock must beat paper because rock beats scissors, which also beats paper, right? But realism, and, you know, actually thinking about properly who would win in a logical sense, would be like, okay, well, you know, rock beats scissors because it smashes it. Paper beats rock because it covers it up, I guess. I never quite understood why rock loses to paper. But, you know, a better example would be, like, the element trio in Pokemon. Grass beats water because it uses water to grow. Fire beats grass because it burns it. And water beats fire because it extinguishes it. Whereas, again, a power scaler would be like, oh, well, no, fire beats all three because it beats grass, which beats water. Which, again, makes 0 sense. But, oh, well. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, we got 5 rows. Good. That actually syncs up perfectly. What the hell? Okay. I feel like I should use that there. Okay, so we're just not able to there. Wow. That sucks. They might still try to go after that, like, absolute buffoons. If I'm lucky. Why does my cat sound like he is underwater? What are we on about? I might just do that. And if any need replacing along the way, I will frankly just replace them. Like so. What, cat? What? Yeah, it does actually work. Sponges I need to admit. That's not, though. If I could lower that, that would be great. Thank you. Unfortunately, I'm not able to place one there. Kind of sucks. I think I still got a ton of this left to go. God, I hate how the file robs us of so much defense, man. So, like, why did the wasp come there? That's wild. What? That's just not what I did. I probably should check up on mushroom rooks. Guess that's its new home now. That did not crash the game. I was about to say. That crashed the game. I'm not gonna lie. I might have been a bit broken on the inside. I might have went wrong side out. I'm not gonna lie. God. This looks like an apartment complex. I'm not gonna lie. Also, I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break instead of I promised one day of building, one day of mixing, one day of building, one day of mixing, one day of building, one day of mixing. But the building is taking too long. The building is taking too long. So, forgive me for effectively taking a little break for a day. What I'm gonna do is I am going to finish the building tomorrow, and then I'll gain the resources for the next mixer. Because as of right now, I don't have them. This mixer is a lot more cost intensive than I thought it would be. Right? And the next one's only going to be even more cost heavy. So, I'm going to need a day to get it all prepped, if you will. Prep time. So, I'm gonna do that. I'll also dismantle the other one, which should save us a fuck ton of time. Alright. I don't like it salty. I like it spicy and sour. And fresh, but not salty. Anywho. Figures I might as well just... Yeah. I might as well do more basic prep tomorrow. Because I'm gonna need to regardless. Again, as I said. I'm not anywhere close to finishing, and I don't want to finish today, so... yeah. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the stream, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. And for those of you watching the lovers, peace.